Okay, just wanted to give you guys all a quick little update here. Nothing has changed on the layout since the last video I did, but when I got home from work today, there was a box that had come in the mail, and in it was some of the stuff that I had ordered from the DCC shop. And in the box was some cork, a couple bundles here of some Atlas Code 83 Flex Track, some new Pico switches. I got 2 right-hand number 6s, a couple packages of some rail joiners. Here's a number 5, and 3 number 6 left turnouts. This box here had come the other day. It was from eBay, and it had cork sheets in it that I'm going to use for areas like here in the staging. Probably use it for roads and for any buildings that need to be brought up to track height. So hopefully I'll get into town maybe tomorrow, and I'll get some caulk. And then I'm going to start over here in the staging yard and work my way around the layout until I get to over here on this side. I should have enough plywood, I think, to finish the sub-road bed from here around and probably end up somewhere in that area. I'm going to have to get another sheet to finish coming back around to this side. But I only bought enough switches and cork and whatnot to get to this point, so I'm going to have to make another order anyways. I'm also going to have to get on and order some N-scale cork at some point, because I'm only going to use the HO for the main line and N-scale for like sidings and spurs, just so that like in the real world they'll sit below the main line level because they're not maintained on a regular basis. I think I'm going to try and go to Lansing tomorrow in the morning. There's supposed to be a train show up there at the MSU Pavilion. And just walk around and see if I can find any good deals on anything. And haven't been to a show in quite a while, so figured I'd get out there and see what's going on in the modeling community. That's pretty much it. One thing I did want to bring up about these Pico turnouts for anybody who's thinking about building a layout or doing some kind of modeling. They are a little bit more pricey compared to, like, say, some Atlas Code 100 switches or whatnot, but I feel that they're built better. I mentioned before that the points will snap into a position where the Atlas ones free float unless you put a switch machine on them, which are these big long black boxes on the side, which aren't very realistic. But the other thing I like about these Pico switches is if we compare them to what Atlas calls a number 4, I think they're actually more like a 4.5 turn. But if we compare the links, let me line up there. A number 4 Atlas is just a hair shorter than a Pico number 6. So by only sacrificing less than 1/4 of an inch, you get a broader radius on your turn, which means that your equipment will operate over them easier, and it looks a little more natural. You don't get real sharp kinks in between your cars. So that's one reason that I went with the Pico switches, just because, like, in places like crossovers, I can use 2 number 6s and be within a 1/2 inch of the same distances I would be if I used 2 Atlas number 4s. And the same thing goes with the 5s. The 5s are actually shorter in total length than a number 4, and yet you're still getting a wider radius than the Atlas turn out. So I guess that's just something to keep in mind if you're out there thinking about what track to use. You can save space with these without sacrificing a really sharp turn. So that's just why I went with those. And then I went with the Atlas 83 Flex Track just because it's a little cheaper than the Pico Flex Track, but it's both 83 size rail, so it'll match up fine. And I'm going to end up painting it and weathering it, so ideally you won't even be able to tell that they're two different companies. So anyways, guys, that is it for this video, and hopefully if I get a video up next weekend, I'll have some track laid out and we'll just continue making progress. So I will see you guys then.